Hello everybody, it's Mama Charlotte here. Welcome to another YouTube video on this YouTube channel. I hope you guys are enjoying the little setup that I have here. Like I said in the other video, I will definitely start putting some background stuff back here so you guys don't have to have just a white plain background. I feel like spicing it up, but I'm gonna order myself some lights that say Mama Char on it. So I'll be updating you guys as the videos go by. But with that being said, I have been very, very happy with the setup that I have here. I think it's pretty much as simple as it gets, as without going too simple. So in today's video, I'm gonna actually go into a topic that I don't ever really talk about, but it's become such a big topic in my live streams. By the way, if you guys have not liked the video already, let's get to 100 likes on this video, and subscribe to become Charoletteers today, and destroy the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I go live on YouTube and when I upload to YouTube. Just for you guys that do watch my streams, my streaming schedule is every day, usually at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you guys if there's any changes in that, I will definitely let you guys know via the community tab. So just keep your eyes out on the channel. I also have social medias. If you guys want to follow any of those social medias, they're down below. It's for you guys to follow me whenever I'm not even on live or on YouTube. So definitely follow me on all my socials. So today's video, I'm going to try to cut to the chase rather than making this a very long intro. I'm going to talk about one of the biggest subjects on my live streams, and that is about trans women having kids. Can they have kids? Is it possible? Because according to people in my comment section and people in IRL, to be honest with you, it seems to be something that's impossible. And I'm going to tell you guys why it's not. I get a lot of comments on my live stream saying, hey, is that your kid? Is that your kid? You must have adopted him. And I think it ties into the same notion that a lot of people think that trans women have to be into just men and women are excluded. Why even transition if you're going to be into women and you could just be a guy and like women, right? What's the point? And that's when we put transgender in the same bubble as sexuality, which is definitely not the same thing. I do encourage a lot of people to understand that. Just like how mainly men and mainly women like the opposite gender, it's the same thing with trans people. Mainly when a transition happens, a lot of trans women are going to be into men. That is the main thing. So when it comes to a trans woman liking women, it is very hard to a lot of people because they associate being transgender as a gay guy. Or like when people come to my live streams, they call me gay and they say blah 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 gay, and it's really hard to hear a trans person, which is what society sees as gay guys dressed up as women, finding a woman attractive. And that's where a lot of people find people like me to be transitioning for the wrong reasons, and that we're not really transgender. Because, how could you be trans if you like the opposite gender from where you were before? How could you be trans? Why don't you just be straight? I mean, it works out, right? Nobody hates you. You have the best life in the world, right? You're in it with everybody. That's where we go back to the beginning. Transitioning is not about sexuality, though being gay is definitely something that happens to trans women before they even come out. So yes, definitely it's a normal thing. So besides the whole sexuality thing, how can a trans woman have a kid? Just like anybody. And unfortunately, when it comes to transitioning, the relationship I'm in with a woman, where we're both considered lesbian couples or bisexual couples, depending on what you want to look at that, we had a kid. Now, this is the crazy part. And this is where everyone wants to say, oh, well, you're a guy, obviously, you're going to be able to have a kid with a woman, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a lot of factors as to why maybe a trans woman can't have kids. They had either the surgery already, the bottom surgery, or potentially their hormones might have, caused them to not be able to be sterile, and stuff like that happens. It's not like it doesn't. And there are times whenever, some trans women even get orchiectomies where you can't have kids. So it makes a lot of sense. I'm understanding where someone might say, oh, well, how could you have a kid? You're on hormones, you're doing all this stuff. I am that case that people don't truly want to understand. If I like a woman, and I'm a transgender woman, and I can have a kid naturally, I will do it naturally because that is my point. That's my chance. Not a lot of bisexual or lesbian relationships can they actually have a kid because you have two eggs, or in a gay relationship, you have two people with sperm. So it's just, it doesn't work out that way. I'm in that lucky position where I can identify as a bisexual and like women and look and present myself as a woman and still be able to have a biological kid. And so to me, I was able to have a child. It is a blessing, and it is also, something that I wish didn't happen to me. But the reality at the end of the day is I am thankful for what I have, because that's life for me. That is life. I'm able to have kids. Will that always be the case? I don't know. So I really just want it to be like this when you get on YouTube and you watch a transgender YouTuber that is carrying a kid in their hands and saying that's their biological kid. People to realize that it's legitimate. It can be legitimate. No one will just make up and say that's their biological kid if they really are adopted. And I want to open up to a secondary situation here, because people probably don't understand this either. Well, there's been plenty of times where trans women won't not come out until they're already done having biological kids, or they might have had biological kids in the past and they came out in their 40s or 50s. So essentially they already have their own biological kids. So that is another, point to have here, that trans women and trans men can actually have kids, because I'm looking at it in the trans woman's perspective, but in trans men's perspective, it is the same thing. It is literally the same thing. So I would encourage people not to look at trans people and be like, I'm so glad you can't spread your seeds and create families or create better generations. And a lot of people look at gay people like, oh, well, there's a reason why they can't have kids, because, well, we need straight people to have kids. And that is where it all falls apart. There's a lot, when it comes to the transgender umbrella, there is a lot of little holes that people do not look into and ways through the system. Now, I don't encourage someone to go be that's transgender to go date a woman so they can have a biological kid if they're not truly into women. That's not the right thing to do. Go with, if you are into women, or exclusively into women, or mainly into women, you're very lucky. You have a chance. But there is a good chance you might not be able to either. So biological kids is just definitely not something that's off the table when you transition. Just understand that we're all human beings still at the end of the day. Just because I transition doesn't necessarily mean that my body parts just disappeared and I can't have kids all of a sudden. It happened, and we've been planning, it happened, and I'm happy it did. I also want to explain something about having kids, because I get that a lot of this in the comment section as well in my streams, is that people see trans people and gay people and lesbian couples unfit to take care of kids because there is no quote-unquote father, or there's no quote-unquote mother. And I am just going to be straight honest with you. What do you tell the single parents out there about their kids? Oh, these kids are never going to grow up right because they don't have this, they don't have that. That's where my problem lays. That's where my issues stand. How could you tell someone that has a biological kid right next to them, regardless of biological, or if it's adopted, or, even a foster kid, how can you say this to someone and say, hey, you're not going to be able to take care of this kid because, you don't have that other parent there? What people don't understand is it takes two people to parent. One person can parent if it all comes down to it. A kid just needs someone to look up to. That's what a kid wants. A kid needs that, someone to look up to. Yes, it is great to have a mom and dad available. You have that masculine side to something, and you have that feminine side. And sometimes when you have a lesbian relationship, you have both feminine or gay, you have both masculine. But at the end of the day, a kid will only feel uncomfortable if society tells them to feel uncomfortable with who their parents are. My kid, personally, and I'll give you guys a good example, my kid is very happy whether he's with me or his other mother, and there's no in between. And I don't think anything will become an issue until society tells him this is an issue. I really hope that we can progress in society from what we are now in terms of having kids, because it's very much possible. And just because I'm LGBTQ doesn't necessarily mean I am completely exempt from having children or spreading my history to the next generation. So understand that being trans is not the end game. being gay is not the end game. There are ways. There are definitely ways. But I hope you guys understood what I was saying. If you guys did, like I said, leave a like on the video. This video is a little bit shorter than usual. I just want to get this by a little bit quicker than usual because we're going to get something to eat. But like I said, if you guys have not followed any of my socials down below, follow them. I game on Twitch. I do a bunch of different things. I also, like I said at the beginning of the video, I stream on YouTube pretty much daily. So if you guys want to go check out my streams, go check them out. Show some support because we get a lot of hate on them. But if you guys combat the hate, the more love will get the hate. The more love will make the hate feel not so great. If that makes any sense. You know, they should make that into like a quote. The more love will make the hate not so great. I think that's good. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the video. You guys have a great day. I love you guys lots, like tater tots, apricots, and ladybugs with lots of spots. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.